Defensive lineman wrapped up the 2023 NFL Scouting Combine. Some quick takeaways from the top performers. First off, I think far and away the best guy that was out there on the field was Bryan Bresee from Clemson, who we knew going into the week was a freakishly athletic guy at 6'5", and he came in at 298 pounds. Big, massive kid who was once one of the top recruits in his recruiting class. But what we saw, separate from him having a really fast 40 time of 4.86, he showed up in a lot of these drills as one of the guys who just moved so fluidly, so smoothly as he transitioned from one thing to the next. I love the way that he was hitting the bags during the pass rush drills. Just looked like a really easy athlete. And we were reminded that we shouldn't discount a guy like Bryan Bresee as one of the top defensive tackles in the class. A guy that I'm high on in this grouping of defensive tackles that I think should get some more attention after the way that he tested and also had an underrated Senior Bowl is Zacch Pickens from South Carolina. He ends up coming in at 6'4", 291 with 34 3/8 inch arms, which is massive. That is massive length for a defensive tackle. He ends up running a 4.89. He was also similar to Bresee, somebody who I thought looked very smooth in a lot of these drills. Very easy, quick mover, and somebody who has a very powerful anchor and was a very strong and underrated pass rusher as an interior defensive lineman. Lastly, Keeanu Benton has been a massive riser throughout this process. He is somebody at the Senior Bowl that really, I think, opened our eyes to what he can be at the next level. He ends up measuring in at 6'4", 309 pounds with 33 7/8 inch arms, almost 34 inches, similar to Zacch Pickens. He only runs a 5.08. He does have a 29.5 inch vertical, but this is a powerful, explosive guy. And I thought with the bag drills, with the way that he moved, showed off that explosiveness and reminding us again that this is somebody who can go at the top of the second round, maybe the back end of the first round amongst the defensive tackles in a very loaded defensive tackle class. Last bit to throw in here, Kalijah Kancey running the 40 time that he does end up running is very significant. He didn't do any of the other remaining testing. He runs a 4.67, which is eye-opening to say the least. He's a very fast player. However, there's going to be question marks on one, the injury that he's recovering from, which I don't think there should be that significant of question marks, but his size profile. At 6'1", 281, he ends up being a little taller than we expected, but 30 and 5/8 inch arms is a little bit smaller than the typical profile that we look for defensive tackles. I'm still very high on him. I think that he is so low to the ground and powerful, and it makes him very difficult to block. Not getting to see him do some of these other drills is a bit disappointing. However, we know how fast he is. We know that he's explosive, and he reminded us with this 40 time. Before we continue on with this video, I just want to tell you folks about an exciting new partnership that we have with this channel with Underdog Fantasy. Ever since I joined, I've been having so much fun. There are so many different exciting games that make watching games during the offseason more exciting. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but it has made it way more entertaining since I found Underdog Fantasy. And my favorite game to play so far, which I think you should try out, is Pick'em. It is so easy to play. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your Pick'em slip, get every pick right, and take home some cold hard cash. Use code HACK, H-A-C-K, HACK, like the name of this channel. Use code HACK to get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog. Go sign up. You won't regret it. You're going to have a blast. Check out Underdog Fantasy. I also want to tell you folks about our other recurring sponsor that we have on this channel, that being BetOnline, betonline.ag, which has all the updated odds, news, and anything for sports betting. It's my go-to source for when I want to be betting specifically on games. I love betting on college basketball or the NBA, especially, again, during the offseason. Always looking for more fun ways to be focused in on some of these other sports. It's betonline.ag and use promo code BELIEVE50. It's promo code BELIEVE50 to get 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.